Welcome to Monday Night Raw. 25-year anniversary of DX. That didn't feel like the 25-year anniversary of DX. It felt like a regular Raw with DX at the end saying something. That's what it felt like to me, guys. I don't know about anyone else. I don't know if Jex Alex is going to be loving this. I don't know if JD is going to be loving this. Were there elements that you like in the show? Of course it would be. And there had been a few elements that was enjoyable. But was this DX anniversary? Or was this a basic Raw that had DX at the end? It felt like DX was just at the end. This did not feel like a special anniversary special. We didn't see Road Dogg all the time. We didn't see X-Pac all the time. We did not see why wasn't HBK shown around a whole bunch of times? Why didn't those three have antics going on while Triple H was doing his job? I can understand when they opened up the show. Let's get to the opening of the show. I will not be heavily detailing this review, if this is even going to be considered a review. But the opening made sense. How Triple H is acting as the current creative mind, counting if this was him, of Monday Night Raw. I can understand the way he acted. It made perfect sense. Him cursing, trying to get the other guys to understand not to curse, because look, I'm running everything now. Please control your ass. I don't want you cursing. What are these cocks doing here? And pretty much, that felt like DX. But there was nothing there for the rest of the show. Why didn't HBK mess around with people? Why didn't Road Dogg or X-Pac mess with anybody? What the hell was that? They only had one segment in the beginning of the show and one short segment when it came to the two guys who got destroyed by Omas. That was it as far as I could tell. Nothing else, unless I missed something. I know I'm old, guys. Let's be honest. I'm an old-ass man with bad eyes. I got stigmatism with nearsightedness. I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I'm too damn stubborn to do it. Unless it's something that's too small, and then I will put them on. I didn't see them do anything other than the opening of the show. A very short little thing, and then the end. And that's it. I felt no anniversary special. Nothing. Did we get a good opener for the show? And I'm not talking about the bloodline yet. But when it came to Austin versus Johnny Wrestling, it didn't feel special. Not because they didn't do a great match, and that when it came down to it, Johnny won. I'm not surprised. They got a feud going on, and they're trying to culminate into something. Maybe the briefcase going over to Johnny Gargano. I don't know. But what? I don't know. Something's missing. Then we got Rey Mysterio dealing with Chad Gable. You know, there have been people who've hated Josh Alexander. They can't stand Josh Alexander. They can't even look at Josh Alexander. You look at Chad Gable and you look at Josh Alexander. Taking away from the personalities, they're doing the same ring work that the other is doing, generally speaking. They are. Whether you like Josh or whether you like Chad, that Chad Gable and Josh Alexander are both Kurt Angle modeled wrestlers. That's what they are. And they both do the same thing, and the only difference is their character development. And when I see them both, they're both good wrestlers. The only difference is their characters. I don't understand why people hate Josh or Chad. They're both the same. If someone loves Josh and hates Chad, I don't get it. If they love Chad but hate Josh, I don't get it. Before, months upon months ago, I've heard so many times that someone said, look at his damn ring attire from the 90s. Look how stupid he looks. Well, Chad Gable's done the same thing. Is it because you love WWE? That's the reason why you're not complaining about Chad Gable? So for me personally, I had to bring that up because I thought about it. But when you see the story with Judgment Day and with Dominic, the only thing that needs to be done is this. Judgment Day They're done. This is about Dominic getting into a fight with his father. That's the reason why this is being set up. That's the reason why his dad is crying. That's the reason why Dominic is screaming and begging for his father to hit him. So he would acknowledge him. This is a good story. Is Dominic doing well with it? No. He still doesn't have a full personality yet. But does he show emotion when it comes to his father trying to desperately have him acknowledge him as a man and fight with him? Yeah. So I accept that. Now AJ Styles. This is where things get interesting. A little later, AJ Styles comes out once he's been called out by Finn Balor because Finn wants him to join the Judgment Day. And AJ comes out, gives him a hug. He bows. He kneels, not bows. Hugs Finn. Finn says, you make the right choice. And he says, I'm not doing this for you. And while this is going on, the first thought I had in my head, literally, you may not believe this, Good Brothers. For AJ to come out and admit that he can't handle it, the first thing that popped in my head was the Good Brothers. And guess what? The Good Brothers come out. Of course, they're not called that. But still, it's exactly what I thought. And it's all right. We knew they were going to go back. We knew the Good Brothers were going to go back because now Vince isn't there. Triple H is there. And I'm sure AJ basically tried to convince Triple H to bring them back so he could work with them again. And I think probably Triple H wanted them back anyway, so there you go. Will the story work? I don't know. It's going to depend on if they book it. Because you know what they really need to do? To make this mean something with Judgment Day versus AJ, Carl, and Luke? Acknowledge the Bullet Club. They must acknowledge the time they had in Bullet Club. And not shy away from the time just saying, oh, when we worked in Japan. Say you were in Bullet Club. That's what it comes down to. That's just me. I don't know if they're going to do it. Skipping around here. Seeing that Candice LeRae won against Bayley. I don't know if that's good or not. Honestly, seeing that Bayley lost does not really fill me with a lot of greatness. It gives me concern. Because yes, she's getting a lot of TV time. Yes, her ring work has gotten better now that she's been working now weekly. She needed to start working to get that ring rust away, and now her ring work has gotten better. But what are they doing? I think she should have won the damn title by now. Bianca doesn't need it. That's just me. I don't know about anybody else. That's just me. Where are they going to go with Bayley? Are they waiting for Charlotte to come back so Bayley will actually have a real challenge? Or Sasha, for that matter? I don't know. I just know I'm concerned, and I'm wondering where they're going to go with this. Because she should have won it. I'm just saying. The Miz's birthday party. I knew Dexter was going to show up. He did show up. He tried to choke out the Miz. Miz does exactly what the Miz always does. He gets his ass in trouble. He runs away. He leaves either Maurice or he's going to leave Ciampa or anyone else that he worked with. He did that even with John Morrison. Nothing has changed with the Miz. I would rather see, this is me, the old Miz who used to be in 2011. At this point, he's done everything and he feels stale. This birthday party felt forced. I am not surprised Dexter Lumis was there. I'm not surprised that he was given a bat. And yes, the crowd did chant small balls or little balls. And now he's getting a match next week for Dexter. Let me give it to you like this. Seeing that Road Dogg is one who said, hey, you want Dexter? You get him next week. If you win, he's gone. If you lose your balls, and he gets a time. And I think it was HBK that said he should get a contract. So that's what we're going to do. But I feel we still don't know why Dexter's been attacking him. It feels empty. Wouldn't it have been better to have the match at the pay-per-view? Maybe Crown Jewel or at Survivor Series. I don't feel it. They need to do something. I don't know. You guys tell me below. Um, Lashley, when he was supposed to face a Seth Rollins, and he doesn't. He faces a Brock Lesnar that says, "Hey, how you doing?" Grabs his ass and F5s him twice, and Kimura locks him. And then Seth Rollins comes out, pisses off Lashley, and within a few minutes, Lashley loses, and now Seth freaking Look, let's make this clear. I'm not against Seth. I'm not. It makes sense to put the U.S. title on him. He's so hot right now. People wanted him to win it. It needed to happen. I can understand using Brock. But there is no build-up to make Brock important. And that's the major issue for me. I don't know what they're going to do with Brock. I don't know. Maybe it's because of Crown Jewel that he had to appear. But I just feel like, due to the fact that Brock just came in out of nowhere, attacks him for no reason, and now supposedly going to have a match eventually, is that a Crown Jewel, or are they going to throw this on a Raw? If they throw it on a Raw, that's a missed opportunity. No matter if you like when you see Brock and Bobby, do they have great chemistry? They can to a certain extent, but they're not great. So I don't know. If they throw it on a regular Raw, it feels like it was a wasted opportunity, whether you like it or not. I'm just saying. The only thing here that was the best for me personally was the bloodline in the very opening, and seeing that Jay is being spotlighted again. When Jimmy was injured and he could not work, Jay was spotlighted. And I felt that was something important. And ever since then, on and off, they have done something with Jay. But now they're reaching a point where they're going to have to do something with Jay. They're going to have to go somewhere with Jay. Like, at this point, are they going to keep Jay as he is? Or are they going to break him away from the bloodline and be something entirely different? I don't know. But this is what I truly believe needs to be done. And seeing that Sammy, who is heavily over, is now going to be his handler. And he's trying to make Jay understand everyone is cool, I'm cool, but you're not. You wonder where they're going to go with this. Of course, it's going to be a match between Jay and Sammy. It's going to happen. But the question is going to be, what will happen to Jay afterward? Sammy is Honoré Uce is fine. It's Jay now to wonder, are they going to pull the trigger on Jay and make him have a singles run that is completely different than what he ever could have done before? I don't know. And DX, as I already said, it didn't feel like DX. 8 minutes, guys. 8. It was 8 minutes. No. 10 minutes. I take that back. It was 8 minutes. And then I think they did a minute or two overrun, at least near a minute, if I'm right. But we get them coming out in the Jeep, they get in the ring, they do the stick, and then they're done. And they thank the fans. But it felt empty. Where was the antics of DX? Yes, they could have done more. And that's what they should have done more. One segment in the very beginning that could have either led to 2 or 3 more segments throughout the night. And then the closing. And that would feel like something, but I didn't get it. Nothing. Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. Due to the fact of what was going on in my life back in the 90s, I didn't barely see DX. Because I barely saw wrestling. I barely saw WCW. I know I did see ECW a couple of times. And WWE was sporadic at best over a 10-year period. Maybe once every 3 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks or so, I saw any type of wrestling from any one of them. So I didn't really experience DX like everybody else. And over the years, I've appreciated DX. I managed to see videos of it. I managed to see the sticks that's been done. And I could see it was so over. I can understand it. And I enjoyed whatever I've seen. But this did not feel like an anniversary special. It felt like a regular Raw where they did nothing. Not even fan service. And yes, the fans loved it, but it didn't feel like a special. But this is just me. Peace.